Hi guys, my name is Shady El Damaty. I'm one of the co-founders at human.tech, and today I'm really excited to announce something very new in wallets. Something that we've been working on for quite a while, something that's completely different when it comes to models of self-custody. So we expect crypto to keep us free, right? We expect crypto to power us with agency, with protected custody, to provide digital ownership. But something has gone wrong, right? We've come a long way. We've made a lot of progress, but there's something not quite right about how wallets are built today. We trust that wallets will protect us. We trust that wallets will keep our assets safe, that we trust them with our on-chain activities, with our transactions. We trust them with our identities, just like the topic of the last panel. We typically trust wallets with everything. And wallets trust everything themselves. They trust the user interface. They trust the backend. They trust the RPC provider. They trust that the smart contracts aren't exploited. So how can we expect wallets to protect us if they trust everything? And this isn't just like a list of a bunch of edge cases. These are real risks that are happening every day. Blind signing is still pretty normal. Unlimited approvals are considered defaults. Smart contract exploits drain billions. You see it in the news all the time. Devices are constantly being compromised. And users have to deal with these identities across many, many different chains. If you're on a smart contract wallet or if you're an embedded wallet, what do you do when your accounts and assets are completely fragmented? Now, but the biggest, deepest problem, and I think the most important one we need to tackle within the wallet industry to really achieve this sense of freedom that's been promised, is vendor lock-in. We can't keep building wallets the old way, right? We need to rethink self-custody the same way crypto rethought consensus, and that's at the protocol layer. We need custody that's portable, protected, and protocol level determined. So we asked a pretty simple question. What if wallets were actually not platforms? What if you weren't locked into a wallet? What if a wallet was actually a protocol, something with composable modules that you can build together, and that could really put together some of the best that cryptography has to offer today to offer true protected self-custody. So I want to show you guys something different.
Crypto is everywhere. The cypherpunk revolution is here, or is it? Crypto was supposed to give us control, but today, over 100 million keys are rented from wallet as a service corporations. If they pull the plug, their users are locked out. Because a crypto wallet you don't control isn't freedom. It's just another login. It was never meant to be this way. It's time to leave behind fragile, rent-seeking infrastructure. Wallet as a protocol is here, and it changes everything. Just protected self-custody built into any app. One universal account for the web. Log users in without seed phrases. Recover securely with your identity. The human is always in control. Technology was meant to set us free, and freedom begins with true, protected self-custody. WAP, the wallet protocol layer for a human-aligned web.
That's a preview on WAP. So WAP, why is it different? Why is it a protocol? It's not a wallet, and it's not a service. It's a universal custody layer. So what does that mean? It means that this particular implementation is built specifically for users. It's built for developers, and it has security built in mind. We have one of the tightest security models that we've approached with wallets, the most aggressive threat model. We don't trust the user. We don't trust the device. We don't trust the RPC endpoints. We don't trust the actual backend infrastructure. We don't trust the contract, not to serve you an exploit. And so all of these things make us completely different. How does it work? At its core is something called 2PC MPC, which is what we derive protected self-custody from. That's our kind of more user-accessible naming of something that's very technical. But the way that 2PC MPC works is we effectively split the key share into the key into two shares. A client share that's derived from an MPC network. So this is what we call a human-bound key or a human key. And it's a key that's derived from human attributes. We use something called VOPRF in a threshold network to derive this key, its pieces, and the user reconstructs it locally. That's what they keep on their side. On the other side, we have something called the protector share. So when a user wants to submit a transaction, they're going to have to execute policies in an MPC network, and then those policies are going to be verified by each of the individual nodes before signature can be produced. So you can do some pretty nifty things, actually. You can do biometric authentication, for example, present, say, a face embedding and authenticates to the MPC network that is you when you're actually signing in. Then you can embed trustless MFA, right? So you can put it within the second MPC network for the protector share, conditions such as spend limits, automated transaction monitoring, and actually some really cool use cases open up when you expand to the world of AI, because you would never want to trust an AI with your private key, but perhaps there's a way forward with delegation this way. So we built for developer pain, trust me. We've been building this for a little while, quietly, and real kudos and like shout out to the devs that stuck with us over these past couple of years as we took the low and hard road, or the high and hard road for building out something completely different. So we've listened to devs, and we've heard what you had to say. We know that you don't want lock-in. We know that you want your users to be able to export keys and to be universal across applications. We want to solve the fragmentation problem for you, and we know that you don't need to worry about security. We know that you really care deeply about cross-chain experience, the way that crypto is moving today. And we know that you want something that works completely out of the box. So we built that. You can check it out at waap.tools. It's a low-code interface, not too different from the ones that you see out there, but a really simple, easy-to-use wrapper for a pretty complex architecture. So that's it, guys. I mean, that's all I got. If you want to learn more about it, or check out the demo, come to our booth. There's a bunch of things you can build with WAP. There's a couple different recipes in our docs you can check out. Everything from payment apps to perps, yields, or different types of social onboarding, and even things like delegation to AI agents. That's something, if you caught my DevConnect talk, that I dived more into. If you'd like to talk about that, come by the booth. So we have an opportunity, really, I think, to advance where wallets are going in the future. We can solve the main problems of vendor lock-in, right? It should be permissionless to get started with an application. You shouldn't rent your key for your user to another company. You should be able to provide users with true self-custody. And to do that, we need to start thinking differently.